Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Room Number 9. So last time what did we do again? I always start off these videos like I know what happened last time, but I don't. I don't know what happened last time. I can't remember. I think we're about to have an enema. Oh god. That's right, we're having an enema. Uh, I don't know how much is going to be different. I'm not sure if I really have to sit through the whole thing again, if you all have to sit through the whole thing again. I'll try to speed through it, honestly, because I don't think too much of it's going to be different until, like, after it's over. And then we'll see if Daichi goes back into the shower or not to have his way with Seiji. I don't know. But yeah, let's just try to speed through this, because God, does that mean I'll also have to put the uncensored scene on Google Drive again? Ugh. A real headache. A real headache, guys. Anyway, let's just keep it moving. I took a shower Seiji already had earlier. He looked so disturbed yesterday, but as always, he was sitting in one of the lounge chairs, so I couldn't see his face.
出た。
You know, I just thought about it. There's nothing that specifically said in the requirements for this task that he couldn't first give himself an enema and then do the actual enema where Daichi had to watch. Because if he did that, then he would have had nothing in his bowels. You know, he would have had no brown in there when Daichi was watching if he did like a pre-enema first. A pre-enema before his real enema. You know, before he went on stage. And, you know, I'm just saying. Seiji could have done that. Like, if he had a little bit of forethought, but hey. You know, it would have just been water that came out, and it'd be like, oh wow, your bowel's always that clean? No, I did a pre-enema, you know? Just trying to think with my little noodle up here. Just saying. He seemed calm, even after he stood up, like he was completely resigned about everything that was to come, but the muscles in his neck looked painfully tense. Ugh. Alright guys, we did it. Hope you guys enjoyed this scene. It was a bit frantic on the drive. We can say the drive, because that's not a dirty word. Unlike, you know, the P and the H. That's a dirty word, we can't say that. But we can say the drive. Things are bad on the drive, okay? Things are real bad on the drive. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was worth a laugh. To see it again. To see me, like, just absolutely, frantic. Okay, anyway, you sucked in a big breath of fresh, dry air. For a second, I was reading that like I sucked in a big log of you-know-what. I felt like I was hallucinating a bit. Here's the Parasite Eve music again. It felt like the cigarette Seiji had smoked several days ago had indelibly, oh, I don't know what that word is, stained the wallpaper, and that the scene I had just witnessed had never happened. But that wasn't the case at all. Everything about that was real. Seiji's pain and tears, all of it. I kept sitting down on the bed and getting up again. I couldn't sit still. But for whatever reason, I didn't actually start crying. What if we go into the bathroom again and Seiji's actually about to, you know, again, like he did last time? Like, it would just be so, it was already out of left field in that route, but in this route, it would just be completely out of this dimension. I'll be so angry if he's actually in there, you know, about to, you know, like, oh, you couldn't even see my hand, but I was holding up my hand like I was holding the noose. Whatever. I kept sitting down on the bed and getting up. I already read that. My heart was horribly disturbed. My eyes are disturbed, but the tears wouldn't come. It was like they were stopped up somehow. I also felt like there was another me watching from behind me, even though I know full well there was only one of me. Well, yeah. You know, there's only one of all of us. I started to think that moving around would bring me back to reality a little. There was also the just get on the treadmill, do a little jog. We have that treadmill for a reason. You guys just need to both go for a little midnight jog. That'll set you straight. There was also the fact that I was less concerned with wallowing in pity for Seiji than figuring out how to deal with the situation and how I should act around Seiji from then on. Maybe sleep was the answer. I'm sure Seiji didn't want to face me either. Was turning the lights out the right answer? I wanted to run away. I wanted to run away from everything. From this place, and even from Seiji. So I pulled up the comforter and laid down on one of the edges? That should be edges. Edges of the bed. And then curled up in a little ball, holding my knees. It should be edges. Like, I just always have to point out when the grammar in a game is wrong, because 95% of the time, I'm the one in the wrong, and just can't read. So I have to point it out when the game's wrong. I closed my eyes as tightly as I could to shut out the light, and buried my face in the pillow. But despite all that, the scene I just witnessed, Seiji's quivering back, just wouldn't leave my mind. It was like a nightmare. Honey, it is a nightmare. I don't know why you're talking about his back as though that was the horrific part of the thing. About what you just experienced, because it isn't. That wasn't horrific. What was horrific was what he expunged from his body. What he evacuated from his body. No, that wasn't a nightmare. This entire trip has been a nightmare. Maybe going to sleep and acting like nothing had happened was the right choice. I wished everything would just disappear. As I kept churning through my thoughts, it hit me. Seiji still didn't come out of the bathroom. Oh lord, I swear if he's actually in there. If he's actually in there, like a little bit of... I'll be so mad. I couldn't blame him. He probably didn't want to leave. He wouldn't want to face me of all people. I pulled the sheets back up again, all the way up to my ears this time, until the only sound I could hear was my own heartbeat. He really was taking a long time, though. I gave in to my worry and got out of bed. When I checked the clock, I saw it. It was already after midnight. We missed our midnight jog, Seiji! Get out of there, come on! Seiji was on the other side of that bathroom door. The sound of the shower having gone on for ages was finally quiet. He should have been able to hear me if I said something. I just wasn't sure what to say. I waffled for a moment before I finally opened my dry lips. I let out a deep sigh of relief when he answered. What had I been expecting? Okay, so... he isn't. He was just taking a long time in the shower, because I'm pretty sure last time he didn't respond when we tried to get his attention. Alright. I mean... I guess. I didn't even know... Are we ever going to talk about that kiss, Seiji? That's the only reason I said your name. Just wanted to inquire about that. We ever going to talk about that, or no? I didn't even know. I decided it'd be best to keep it that way, so I didn't think about it. For some reason, a tiny bit of guilt prickled at me. It was very tiny, though. Like a thorn pricking my finger. Was Seiji hoping I'd save him? The question came out timid, though I was trying to sound as casual and normal as possible. Awesome. He sounded a lot calmer than he had earlier. Maybe he just needed some time. Or maybe the time for me to save him had already passed. If that's what you want... It wasn't like there was anything I could do anyway, so I gave up and went to bed, waiting for Seiji to come back. Oh, we have to wait up all night in bed for Seiji. We're like married to a... I don't know. It's like we're married to a soldier and we have to stay up in bed all night, not knowing whether or not he's dead or alive, you know? He might have been shot in some war zone, or offed himself because of some poopy thing that happened. We've gotten out of bed with our lives. Wait, we've gotten out of it with our lives. Oh wait, wasn't that the last task too for this? Wait, for this route? Was this the last task? I think it was. Because last time the last task was like a nipple piercing that just came out of nowhere. It immediately went from the poopy to a nipple piercing, like with no stops in between. It was weird. It was almost like on hyper speed. Anyway, we got it out with our lives. We may have been a little injured, but we were technically in good health. But after that, Seiji started to distance himself from me. Are you for real, Seiji? Like, what happened? You kissed me. And what even happened after the kissing, after you kissed us in that one task? It was this? Something else. What else happened? Did we cut the thigh after he kissed us? I don't remember. No, we didn't cut our thigh. We cut our arm, which is weird. We should have cut our thigh. Oh, I don't remember. Nothing that bad happened after the kiss, so I don't know what... I don't know, like... Why did he even kiss us in the first place? I'm so hung up on that kiss because it came out of nowhere. And it was never discussed. And that really makes me angry. That almost... That actually... I'm actually angry again. They baited us with that kiss. They made us think, hey, you thought this route was actually gonna have a good ending because of that kiss that we had back in like the 6th task or something. You idiot. You stupid idiot. You actually thought this game would have a good ending? How stupid are you? That's what I feel like the game is saying to me. Like, how stupid are you? Of course we tricked you. Obviously. Oh, God, I hate this game. Anyway, Seiji distanced himself from me. Awesome.
Seiji. Yeah, 最近連絡取ってねえんだ.
I'm actually so upset. There is no reason that he needs to be avoiding us for. I'm actually so upset. I was standing in front of the station where I usually met Seiji. It was starting to feel a little like fall. I even had a jacket. Just because we saw your doo-doo? Is that it? Seiji? Really? The guys do that all the time, or something. I think as a prank, guys will maybe make a doo-doo in your bed. You know, if you let them over to your house, they'll make a doo-doo in your bed, and it's like, haha, funny prank. I mean, maybe that's a little bit weird. Maybe guys don't do that. I don't know. I don't associate with heterosexual men. My high school friends gave me dubious looks in response to my comment about my best friend.
まあ、お互い忙しいし、お前らだって就活忙しかったろ?
Like, is Daichi actively trying to contact Seiji? Because if he isn't, I'm so done with Daichi.
そうだけど、だから会おうって話になったんじゃん。お前、なんかしたんじゃないの?
I don't like this guy's voice.
するわけねえだろ.
I played dumb. I had long since disassociated from what had happened, so I was confident none of it came out on my face.
女子連中もすげえ楽しみにしてんだぜ。なんて言えばいいんだよ。
Stop saying girls. I smiled awkwardly. He probably would have come if I'd just been... If it'd just been them. But with me here... I started to fumble with my words, trying to come up with an excuse to turn them down. Both Seiji and I had reasons to avoid each other. What? What is the reason? You guys did something sexual together, like twice, maybe 3 times? I mean, some of those tasks were not sexual. Like the doo-doo. Seriously. I mean, Seiji found a way to make it sexual, but... Very strange. I don't think... No. There's no reason. They should be able to work through this, patch things up with each other. They should be able to be like, yeah, you know what? That was really weird what happened, but we can still be friends. It's not like... I don't even know. I'm that embarrassed to see you? Like, I don't even know. Are they just embarrassed to look at each other? And that was exactly why I couldn't say anything. Did I already read that? Seiji's probably wanted it that way too.
男なら自分の力で何とかする。ほら、早く飲もうぜ。
I mean, I have nothing really new to add since the last ending. Everything I said in that ending still kind of fits for this one. I guess at least they didn't go completely extreme. But this is at least remotely believable. Like, if 2 heterosexual men actually went into the room... By the way, they're not heterosexual. But if 2 heterosexual men actually went into the room... or even 2 gay people went into the room... But 2 gay people who weren't out, which they aren't. So if 2 in the closet gays went into the room and did stuff with each other, honestly, it's believable. It's frustrating and annoying and upsetting, but it's believable that this could happen. Because they just, you know, don't want to admit it or talk to each other or face reality. So it's believable but frustrating. The last ending was exhaustingly painful, unbelievable, annoying, more than upsetting. So I guess this ending's better. I guess really I'm upset not because this isn't believable, but more just because I thought I could finally get a happy ending that actually, you know, made sense, but I guess not. No happy endings is room number 9's philosophy. Thanks, guys. Anyway, we filled into the restaurant chain we made our big reservation at. I felt a deep loneliness, like a big hole opening up in my heart. Call him! Literally, get on the phone and call him. CG, are our paths just going to keep getting further apart now? Just send him a text. Just be like, hey dude, what's up? Do you want to hang out? I miss you. I miss you, bruh. When you smile at me now, it looks so cloudy, and I can barely bear to walk by your side anymore. And before long, my best friend would become my former friend. The wound on my arm had long since healed, but I felt as if it had moved to my... Stop being so gay. The wound had moved to my heart. It was still oozing blood. Oh my god, that's gay. What a pussy. The wound on my arm moved to my heart. What a puss. Okay, there's no reason to look at that. The credits are all in Japanese. There's no reason to look at that. Anyway, so short video actually today, unfortunately. I mean, I can't control that. I mean, I was zoom through that scene, but I think we all would have preferred me zooming through it. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this episode of Room Number 9. So for next time, what shall we do? Well, I think there's like 5 routes to this game, so I'm honestly unsure of how to get the following routes, so I'm gonna have to follow a guide from this point onward. Yeah, so next time we're gonna do one of the 3 remaining routes, and I'm gonna be following a guide to get one of them routes. So, hope you guys liked the video. I already said that. Bye, guys.